and welcome to a brand new vlog. It feels like such a long time since I've sat down and chatted to the camera or even really picked the camera up. So I thought it was time that I did another wedding update vlog and just talked you through some of the things that have been going on. Firstly, it is officially less than a year to the wedding. So our wedding is next July and it is now today the very start of August. So yeah, it is less than a year and I cannot believe it. I'm so excited, really daunted. I feel like I know I'm really organised, but I still know how much I want to do. So I am sort of daunted in that sense. And I'm also, I don't even know what I'm going to do with myself when the wedding comes and I no longer have a wedding to plan. It's honestly all I think about. That and Luca, obviously. Yeah, it's not probably healthy how much I love wedding planning, but yeah, I really do love it and I've got less than a year to go. So I really, just wanted to have a bit of a catch up because things have definitely been moving along. July, with it being like the 12 months to go, we had a planning meeting with our venue, Woodhill Hall. So I just thought I'd tell you sort of what we did at that meeting. We also went back up there obviously and had a look around, and there's some new additions, new things that I took photos of and video of that I'll show you, and there's actually quite a few changes coming into Woodhill Hall that I want to talk to you about. So if you watched my original video about Woodhill Hall, you might remember that I said they're constantly updating things, and Corinne, the owner, is really passionate about that. She has loads of ideas, and I was both equally really happy with that because it's lovely, and they're doing loads of improvements to benefit obviously couples getting married there, but it also made me a little bit nervous because I love the venue as it is, and so if anything changes, if they change something that I love as it is, I'll be potentially disappointed. So we got an email from them a few weeks ago, which is kind of like a surprise email, talking about some updates that were coming. So I'm going to get that up and talk you through what the email says. So the email said, exciting changes at Woodhill from 2024. It said, we have been keeping a secret, something big is happening at Woodhill. Now I read that and I was like, oh my God, what does this mean? Because obviously we're getting married in 2024. We loved the venue as it is, and it made me really nervous to read that opening line. And then it says, what's changing? We are extending our orangery. So basically there's a lot of text, I'm not going to read it all out, but they'd submitted a planning application and had it approved to extend the orangery so that dining will be in there for up to 110 guests. I think currently it's around 80. And they're basically extending either side and making it wider. And then they've said they're closing from November to the end of March. So for 5 months, basically, they're going to be closed. So we won't be able to go and visit or anything like that while they do this build. So my initial thought was relief because the orangery, I love it, but it is a little bit cozy, let's say, or a little bit tight at the moment, and I think it won't affect our numbers. We won't be increasing our numbers, and we could fit in there as it was, but I think extra space is welcome. So my only thoughts there was that I hoped that it was going to stay the same like colour scheme, because it's all white, it's all floor to ceiling windows, so I was hoping it was literally just them sort of extending it but keeping it the same style. And when we went up to our planning meeting, that's something I asked, and our wedding coordinator did say that it would still be white and it would still be floor to ceiling windows. The sort of lighting and things might change a bit, and maybe some chandeliers. It then said that they are converting one of the bedrooms. So the bedroom that is currently on the ground floor of the main house is the accessible twin room. That is sort of the closest room to the orangery and the communal spaces in the main house, and they are going to convert that into toilets, which again, that's a positive improvement. It makes sense. I understand that decision completely, and it is an improvement, I think, for the guest experience. So I was sort of fine with that. And then it announced that they are converting a cottage, which isn't currently in the grounds, it's in the grounds of Wood Hill, but it's not part of the sort of wedding estate. They're converting that into 3 new rooms. So one of them is going to be replacing the one that obviously we're losing, that's getting converted into toilets. So one will be included for use. It will be another twin room. But then there'll be 2 more that it's our choice whether we sort of take them as well or not. And they have included pictures in a sort of mood board, and they do look incredible. So one has a courtyard off of it. One's very Santorini themed. If you think of like white stone walls and blue. Yeah, just very, if you think of a typical sort of Santorini or Greek house, it looks like that. And then a suite, which looks incredible. It has a hanging bed. It has a tree coming across the ceiling with like fairy lights. It just looks really dreamy. And that's all accessed. It's not currently, as I say, part of Wood Hill. They're going to be building a big door. You go through that and it's like a private walkway, full trees, and it's like a whole private section. So that's all really, really exciting. And it changes our plans a little bit in terms of who might be in what rooms, because I definitely think we'd like to take the 2 additional rooms and move Johnny to the new suite for the night before, and then the night of our wedding, being there and spend our first night as a married couple in that suite. So the way we would do that is that we have 4 rooms currently out of 6 at the venue's B&B filled. And I'm thinking I might move 2 of the guests from the B&B who are family into Wood Hill to fill those extra 2 rooms. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment with rooms and things, with those changes. But that is not all, because they've also had some other things that they've had delivered. So they've had a life-sized grass elephant delivered. They've created a whole like little walkway with a I don't even know what you call it, like an open, I'll just insert the video because I'm not explaining it very well, but basically a nice little photo area. There's plenty of those, but another one. There's a new breeze house in place of a woodland cabin that set on fire. So yeah, there's loads and loads of new additions, all of which are fantastic. And as I said, I'll pop all the footage in for you to see. So this is the elephant courtyard where we'll have our drinks reception. They've added all of these elephants and this Piaggio van for serving drinks, which is really cute. So the last thing I just wanted to talk about in terms of the changes was that I read all of those things, and then the email said, we'll keep you updated with any other improvements we're making while we're closed. So obviously in my mind that made me a little bit nervous about what that meant. And in my head I did remember Corinne talking about the teepees and how she might be looking to change them in the future to something else. But we had sort of expressed that they were really important to us for our wedding and felt assured that they weren't going to change before like 2024. So I just sent an email just checking about the teepees, that they weren't going anywhere, and we had a bit of back and forth, but she confirmed that the teepees are staying, and they're just going to be reskinned and redecorated. So that's another little element where, so I don't know exactly what they're going to look like. I've heard like maybe an enchanted forest theme, which sounds lovely. So it's just kind of like a little bit of unknown. It's all a little bit unknown, but I know I just have to trust in the process. And I mean, I love the venue so much, you know, that venue's come from the minds of these people. So I do think I kind of have to trust in them. Obviously, we've chosen that venue for a reason. And I constantly say to Johnny how lucky I feel, because Wood Hill is my absolute dream venue. And if we won the lottery, I wouldn't change anything about our wedding. And I know how privileged I am to be able to say that. So I do feel really lucky, and I'm just, every time we leave, I feel even more excited for our wedding. Like every time we've visited and come away, I just love it so much. It's such an incredible venue, and it really is everything I ever could have dreamed of when like designing my dream wedding day. So okay, so I feel like I've already been talking for quite a while, but I just wanted to explain what went on with the planning meeting. So we basically went up to Wood Hill and met our wedding coordinator for the first time, and it was really great to meet her. She, you know, seemed very experienced and on the ball and had loads of great advice for us. So it felt really good to know that she's going to be with us on the morning and helping us make sure everything runs smoothly. And we basically went through the plan for the whole day, well actually the 2 to 3 days, because we're there 2 nights. And one of the really good pieces of news she gave us was that because our wedding is midweek, Wood Hill basically do 3 weddings a week, but ours is the only arrival day where they don't have a party leaving that morning, so they'll have left the day before. So it's the only day where you can potentially get in earlier. So she said, all being well, we should be able to get in a few hours earlier than any other weddings. So that was huge. That will make such a difference to just the sort of arrival day being very smooth and stress-free and sort of relaxed. Because it means we can arrive, we can hand over all the stuff to our wedding coordinator that's to be like put out in the morning, like the table plans and all that stuff. And then we can get settled in, look around, welcome our guests a couple of hours earlier than they would have been, and they can all get settled into their rooms and we can sort of show them around leisurely, and then the evening will begin a couple of hours after that, so we'll have like a nice amount of time. So fingers crossed that we do get that early start, because that would be amazing. And then she basically went through the whole plan for the morning. We worked out all the timings for sort of when I'd need to be ready for hair and makeup, when we'd leave for the church. We've sort of planned a minibus, which I'll talk about because I'm going to talk about a few suppliers that I've booked in the last few weeks. So basically we've gone for a minibus because the venue is so close to the church. It's only an 8-minute drive. We've decided to just have one minibus shuttle, do 2 journeys with the guests from Wood Hill. So basically within half an hour we can get all of the guests to the church, doing a couple of trips. So yeah, we're happy with that. And she helped us work all of that out, what time I needed to be in my dress so that I had time for photographs and everything. So that was all like so great, so handy. I've got all of that information now. And yeah, we just kind of asked her a few questions about different things that I won't sort of go into, just like specific details, or, you know, like, do you have this on site, or do you have that? So yeah, just all of my sort of list of questions and things. That was really great to do, and I'm guessing that's pretty typical. So if you have sort of a venue booked, I'm guessing a mid-planning meeting a year before your wedding is pretty standard, so you can look forward to that. So yeah, we sort of are at a point where a few things have changed. As I say, I'm really excited that we're getting 3 new bedrooms and potentially a new suite for us for the wedding night, because that just looks insane. And I already loved like the room that Johnny would have been in as the groom, but this is just like another level that I didn't even know we needed until I saw it, and then I was like, wow, it's just so romantic. So I'm so excited. Every time I go to Wood Hill and leave, I just leave even more excited. So in terms of a few suppliers that I've booked in the last few weeks, I have booked a hairdresser, which was actually someone recommended to me from my hairdresser. So I gave her a call and she was really lovely, really accommodating, just gave me a price then and there. And she's actually a really experienced commercial hairdresser. She does barber campaigns. She said she had just come off a Sam Vender's tour. She does men's grooming. So I was like, wow, what a contact to have been given. So I'm really excited about that. And then I've also booked the minibuses, as I said. So a local minibus company, we've booked a 16-seater minibus, which is gonna, as I say, shuttle our guests back and forth from Wood Hill to the church before the ceremony and after the ceremony. And then the last thing I've booked, or we've booked, which I'm really excited about, is caterers for our pre-wedding party the night before our wedding. And we have booked a local business who, like, really weird story, but basically my dad is Italian. He had a cafe restaurant for a long time, I think about 15 years, where I used to waitress. And basically he obviously retired, and the company who took over the premises where his cafe was have become really big locally. They're called Scream for Pizza, and they have a pizza van and an ice cream trike, and that is what we have booked for the night before our wedding. So I'm so excited for that. Basically, there'll be the pizza van and they'll do just constant pizzas. We get to choose 5, I think it is, pizzas, and they will just continually make them. People just go up and get as many slices as they want, which I'm really, really keen for. I didn't like the idea of everyone just getting an individual pizza. I thought that was a little bit boring. I just like the idea that you can go up and get slices of all different pizzas. So I'm really excited for that. And then everyone gets an ice cream from the ice cream trike. So that just sounds wonderful. So excited to have that booked, and really, really happy with how everything's shaping up. Although I do have one major worry, and I've driven everyone around me mad about this, but this July weather has been horrendous. It has rained every day. There honestly hasn't been a dry day in July this year, and it's just made me so stressed for the wedding, because you book a summer wedding, and I know the UK weather is no guarantee, but I've never seen anything like this in July. It's rained every day, and I know people say to me, it'll be fine, you know, you'll still have a great day, but the venue is so stunning. It really has outdoor areas I want to make use of. I don't want to get wet. I don't want to be like, my hair, this already today I got wet in the rain, and this isn't even bad, but my hair goes out here when it's really wet and drizzly, and I just don't want to feel sort of damp and frizzy. And I want to be able to have a drinks reception outside, and I know I'm being a bit of a bridezilla, but it's the one thing I'm just praying for, which is just dry. It doesn't have to be glorious. I don't want a heat wave, don't get me wrong, but just dry and bright would be lovely, but dry, that's all I'm asking for. So fingers, toes, everything crossed for the next year, that July is nothing like this year, because I really feel for the couples who've been getting married this July. Certainly not the weather you would hope for. Something else that I am so excited about is that we are getting a honeymoon. Basically, we had been waiting to ask Johnny's parents if they would be happy to have Luca for a week after the wedding so we could have a honeymoon. And I was really nervous to ask, because if they said no, that was it. That was sort of our only option. But they said yes, which is super exciting. We have not had a holiday alone, me and Johnny. We've had one holiday since we met, which was with Luca when Luca was 1. And it wasn't at all relaxing. And I honestly feel like the last time I relaxed was like 2018. So it is super exciting to think that we're going to have like something just us to really relax in the sun. Yeah, I feel like we need it to rest, we need it as a couple. But obviously I can't even imagine leaving Luca for a week, so there's a part of me that's still like dreading it, even though I'm really happy and feel really lucky that they've said yes. Yeah, I just can't even imagine leaving him for a week. We've left him for like 2 nights maximum, and to be honest, we haven't done that since he was a baby, and I feel like it will be even harder now, because he's like a little person with a little personality that I'll just miss so much. We were sort of forced to leave him a few times when he was only a few months old, because We had plans that had literally been delayed from before we were even expecting him, like throughout COVID, years, like 2 years. So we left him a few times in quite quick succession in like the first 6 months of his life. But we don't really do it anymore. And yeah, so part of me I know will be like really nervous about leaving him for that long and will really miss him. But at the same time, I'm so excited that we're getting a honeymoon. It'll probably be the only holiday we get alone for a very long time. So that is going to be on my to-do list, researching ideas. It's going to be in September probably. So if you have any suggestions of places that are going to be lovely and warm and relaxing in September, please do put them in the comments. I'm desperate for recommendations, so I would really appreciate that. And the other really exciting piece of news is that we have got a venue for our second wedding celebration in Italy. So I don't know how much or if I have spoken about this at all on this vlog, to be honest, I can't remember. But my dad is from Italy. You know, he was born and raised there. He came to England as an adult. And so all my family on his side is in Italy. They won't be coming to the wedding here. So we just thought it was a great excuse to have a second celebration in Italy. And it is basically going to be a full Italian wedding. So we're going to have like a church blessing in my dad's village, and then a reception in a hotel, which we have found. We found a hotel and we've set the date. So it's going to be exactly a week after we arrive at Woodhill. So yeah, it's going to be like a full wedding week basically. We'll have our wedding, we'll have a couple of days at home, and then we will fly out to Italy for our second celebration. But again, it's just incredibly exciting, and I'll talk a lot more about the Italy wedding in another vlog, I think. But that's another update. So I'm going to be, thinking about plans for that. Although I'm not doing too much planning, that's sort of going to be what will be, and it'll just all be a nice surprise. Because I can't be a control freak about 2 weddings. I don't have the mental capacity for that. So that's kind of all the updates for the past sort of 6 weeks. The only other things I've been doing is you can't tell because, as I said, I got caught in the rain and my hair's just gone a bit frizzy, but I've been using salon quality shampoo and conditioner for the past 3 months, and I can definitely feel a difference. So I'm really happy with my hair. I've been using Kevin Murphy, which is what my hairdresser uses, and I bought it from there and I really liked it, so I've stuck with it. And I've also been using Skin and Me, which again, I'm surprised, but I really do like my skin and feel like I can see a difference. So I'll probably do like a whole skincare and hair care and sort of just how I'm taking care of things, how I've improved my routines and taken better care of everything in preparation for the wedding. I'll probably do that in a separate vlog. Because I have been using lots of lovely products, which is not like me at all, and I've got a little bit hooked, I think. But yeah, I definitely see a difference. I've still got some of my Skin and Me to go, so I think when I've done the 3 months that I've paid for, I'll do like a proper update. That's kind of everything that's been going on. I might do some questions on Instagram, I think, maybe for an upcoming vlog. I've got a few things that I'd love recommendations on. So I might ask some questions on Instagram, and then do a vlog of the answers that I get. Things like honeymoon recommendations, and I have quite a few wedding planning related questions that I'd like people's advice on. So I think I might do that, and then I might pop a question and answer box up. If anyone wants to ask me any questions to answer on here. Who knows, I might not get any, but I might give it a go, and then I might do a sort of question and answer both ways for an upcoming vlog. That might be fun. Let me know in the comments if you'd be up for that. That's sort of everything for now. Okay, I'm going to move on to the very last things I wanted to show you, which is a few bits I've picked up, just like pre-wedding stuff. First one is something from the New Look sale, which is this Little Miss Bride Vibe t-shirt. I just thought this was super cute. It was in the sale. It was like the very end of the stock, and It was originally $15.99 and I think I got it for £7. And it was literally like going out of stock, and I kept refreshing every day to see like people obviously returning, and then when one in the right size was there, I just like bought it straight away. So I've got that. I thought this would be really cute for like a hen do vibe. So yeah, I just like that. I thought it was different. I've seen loads of like hen do tops and stuff. I've not seen anyone in a Little Miss one before, so I just went for it. Then the second one I got off Vinted. It is the 6 Stories zip sort of sweater with bride on the back. And yeah, I got that off Vinted secondhand. Person said it had only been worn once. It honestly looks like new, and I got it for like less than half price, I think, of what it would have been on 6 Stories. 6 Stories aren't cheap. So yeah, that's my little haul. I've also ordered some shoes, which I'll show you when they come in. They are also from Vinted, but new of tags, and I got them for half of what they're currently on ASOS for. So I'm really, really excited about that. So that's everything. I just wanted to do a catch up. Sorry that it has pretty much just been me talking to you at the camera, but that is where we're at with the whole wedding planning. I am meeting my maid of honour on Sunday. Today is Friday. She's up from Southampton and she wants to talk to me about hen do planning, so I'm really excited about that. I think she just wants to like run a few things past me, because obviously I'm not supposed to know everything, but I think yeah, she just wants to run some things by me, so that's really exciting. So hopefully next month I may have more things to show you and do a bit of a more interactive vlog. But thanks so much for watching. I hope if you're following the wedding series you're enjoying it and you've enjoyed this update of where we're at. If there's anything you'd specifically like to see in the wedding planning like series, let me know and I'll try and do a vlog. I think I might do a budget one soon, because I've sort of bought everything or like committed to everything now, so I sort of know where things are budget wise. So that might be coming very soon. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon for the next one. Bye.